Hey everybody, Darren here from College Gaming, and I thought I'd just show you a Shogun 2 battle that I played recently. Um, I'm quite new to the Shogun 2 multiplayer scene. Haven't played that many battles. This was probably like my third or fourth battle. I did it a couple weeks ago, and I've had it just kind of sitting, waiting to be uploaded, because I didn't know how I was going to do this kind of commentary. I was thinking I could do it very formally, go into detail about each unit and everything, on both sides, all the tactics, things like that. Or I could just watch the replay and just kind of talk about what I did as I'm watching it. Or I could, third option was to just make it kind of realistic, put the camera in cool places, make it look like a cool little battle. But I chose the second one, so I'm just, as you can probably figure out by now. So this is just a battle replay, and I'm just going to take you through what went down. So here we have my team here on the Blues. I'm not sure if your factions have names online. No, but you do get to design the banners, which is pretty cool. And my general's name is Doku Ganryu, which I just picked some random Chinese or Japanese general's name out of a book. So that's pretty cool. You get to name his. I'm playing against a guy called Finn Younger over here, who I didn't know at the time because I wasn't paying attention, but he has an army of guns. Lots of gun troops, militia infantry, like. So he's a lot of red bear infantry, white bear infantry, and black bear infantry. The differences I'll get to later on in the video, because we'll jump into the combat now in a second. He also has saber cavalry here posted on his right flank, and some hidden in the trees, also 2 units I think. Then he has his general Colonel Younger, and the rest are all line infantry. So if you're new to Shogun 2, line infantry is pretty simple. They form the best is, you put them in a long line. They all reload their guns and they fire, and it takes them a while to reload again. But it's a pretty devastating blow, especially for my troops who do not have any guns. They're all just bows and swords and things like that. Now I was just playing a battle online, just a random battle. I wasn't aware that I could go up against a guy with guns, so I wasn't really prepared for it. Now, I'll tell you exactly when I found out he started using guns. I also have these troops here in the trees. My plan was to wait in the trees until he captured this point. Now, this point is for, if you can just hover over it, it says increase the reload rate of all missile units, and this one increases the armor and melee defense of all units. So you get to see that from the start, so I said, right, I'm going to, pile onto this one. I don't really care about my reload rate too much. I'd prefer melee defense than that. But I'll leave a small contingent of troops just to kind of ambush him. Maybe if he sends 1 or 2 units out, I can just come out of the trees. So for those of you new to Shogun 2, also, these units, these are invisible to him because they're in trees, just like his ones are invisible to me. I only know about these. I only know about this cavalry because it was, revealed to me later. But obviously at the time I didn't know he had guns, so reload rate is extremely important to him for all his infantry. Also, his general is equipped with revolvers, so they can fire as they move. Right, so let's just get into it anyway, and I'll talk to you as I go along. So here we go, the battle's commenced, and I was just kind of, it's one of my first matches, so I didn't really rush to see what he had. I just wanted to get moving, capture the point as quick as I could. So I told all my army to move forward to about this point, so I could capture the melee defense thing, capture point, while he moved his general through the water here over to this point. Now, my plan kind of went out the window because I decided he's going to capture that really quickly. So quickly, in fact, that he can just keep his whole army focused on me. So it's best not let it go to waste and send all my guys after him as well, just to scare him off. Seeing as it is a general, he will probably back off. To capture a point like this, cavalry have to dismount. So this is why he'll get off his horse in a minute. I noticed that he'd have to do this, so I kind of waited until he did. I don't know if he was going to. So if he did, I was going to charge him. So that was the plan. So he did actually get off his horse and started moving the whole body of his army up to this side, because obviously he found the reload was very important. At this point I still didn't know he was just guns only, so I sent my horses and my units to go after him, my cavalry on my right flank, but he seen this straight away, seen the danger to his general, got back on his horse and started retreating. So here's my cavalry here trying to catch up with him. Now there we go. at that point, I realized what I was up against. So I'm a bit of a noob for how late it took me. Also, his cavalry became revealed to me there as well. So I felt, right, I'm just going to capture this point, get behind this cover, and hopefully he won't come around near me again. I needed to use this entire hill as my cover to break his line of sight for his guns. I moved all my archers up on top of this hill, so that, because obviously, you know, archers, bowmen can fire over the hill and hit his infantry if I get close enough. But there's a problem. His cavalry kept circling around me on 2 points, and this cavalry here, his general, they can just pick off my troops like this. And it was really, you know, it wears you thin quite a lot. Now I do have twice the troop count to what he has, but still, it's not really enough. Well, I'm not going to say it's not enough, but obviously, you know, I did okay. But the 2-to-1 ratio of odds are definitely cancelled out by the fact that he has guns and such late troops. So we're just playing this cat and mouse game around this capture point, where he keeps just shooting, running into me, shooting and running away. Which is, you know, what he should be doing. Pressing his advantage. I also left my cavalry a little bit exposed here. So I think he killed a couple of guys there really quickly, and then he just got out of there. While his musket men start firing into my lines. Now, this cavalry is called saber cavalry. They don't have revolvers. They're your standard melee cavalry. Okay. So at this point, I'll just pause it for a second. At this point, I had captured the melee defense point, and I was just keeping a troop, keeping a unit of katana samurai there, just you know, just holding it, just in case he did try to pull a fast one and move into it, in case I moved everybody off. Meanwhile, I moved all my infantry over to support what's going on over on the right side, keeping them close to the hill, but not bringing them on top because he could just shoot them. Now, the problem with, you know, musketmen is after they fire their first volley, your entire unit could just bottle it and just run because they lose all their morale. From, you know, you would as well if you're running head on to guns, storm of hailfire coming at you. So I was quite worried about that. So you'd think, you know, oh, you know, Darren, you have the hill, you can get him on top of the hill, you know, his troops will have to come up to meet you. They don't. They can just stay back, fire at me, and my guys would be pinned. So I really had to try and get close without being exposed and bring my bowmen over as well. But all the while I was worried about what was going on over here. Couldn't really afford to lose these like 3 or 4 units, and I was still constantly worried about his cavalry hiding around in the trees to see what they would do. So he keeps pressing over the hill, or over this side, over the river, little lake, firing shots off on me. Excuse me. Getting closer and just taking shots. Yeah, at that range he's not going to do too much damage, but any casualty is important to me. I care about all my men. So I decided I'm going to pull them back. They don't all need to be in that ring. Just keep dancing around this dojo, making sure you couldn't get to me. And meanwhile, he started moving all his cavalry out, firing more shots into me as I was still exposed. Couldn't quite get the formations right as I was trying to keep moving these guys over as well. This is when I fired my first arrows into his men. Finally got my archers just in place. Took a few shots. I kind of missed it there, sorry about that. And then he started pulling back because he realized he was within range to my bowmen. I moved all my units out just because they kept getting pounded by his blackberry infantry, and his cavalry started moving around, so I got worried. However, I decided, screw it, I'm not letting them have this point. I'll send them forward, keep them on the left side, away from them, but out of range of the further back blackberry infantry, and to bring my cavalry around to cancel his cavalry. That was the plan, anyway. So there's my bowman there. He's just out of range. My range is that's probably the line of range I have on them. So I took a while because I was worried about this, but as soon as he started moving his cavalry out, I said, right, definitely gotta move the cavalry in to protect the flank of my Yari Ashigaru over there. Again, moving my archers up, not quite over the hill yet, but close enough to see if I could get a few shots in, possibly even at this infantry over here. So here I go, moving my cavalry out to just to meet his cavalry, not to actually engage them, because his cavalry is superior to mine. Their attack is way higher. It's like at least 10 points higher. I think it's like 18 or something, and mine's like 6. But my charge bonus is better, but it's not really that effective against cavalry. Now, I didn't realize I did leave my cavalry quite exposed here. It was a little mistake on my part, so I just pulled them back temporarily a little bit. And at this point, nobody's capturing this point. So I'm keeping him away from his reload skill, pushing my archers up further. Now, he moved forward and I said, screw it, this is my opportunity, I'm just going to rush him. And he obviously wasn't paying attention. He didn't pull them back, I don't know what he did, he moved them forward by accident and my troops engaged his. Now, musketmen aren't exactly equipped for close range melee combat like that, so my troops should have the better of him. To protect my flank, I moved my cavalry out to meet his cavalry, and I sent all my men over the hill. Now they start meeting quite a lot of fire, but I felt if I could do it quick enough, I could meet him before he could react. And for the most part, it worked. There goes my cavalry engaged with his cavalry, just to hold them off. Yeah, the blood pack is pretty brutal there. So I obviously caught him off guard because he didn't move his saber cavalry out of the way at all, and my spear cavalry or spear units engaged his. However, in the center, I got pounded hard, running down this hill, just like constant fire into me. My bow infantry were helping quite a lot, but I did manage to engage him, not on this side, but on the left side. Over here, it looked like I was doomed because my cavalry, like I said, they were bested by his saber cavalry. They're a much better unit. My general started walking into the danger himself. They're equipped with bows. He's not really meant for melee too much. However, I was winning in this side because his formation is just completely all wrong here. He's firing into his own men. It's complete panic over on his end. My Yari Ashigaru and Katana Samurai are pulling back over the hill. I decided to pull my general out and just keep running as two of his units ran away. So it's just his general and one very small unit of saber cavalry following my general. I was going to lure them over to my arrows over here, and it definitely worked. He didn't pull away, which he should have. He should have pulled away and pulled back, rallied his men over there, but he didn't. I fired a couple shots into his archers and then turned around and engaged. Meanwhile, his right flank totally collapsed while my left flank pushed forward, and I brought them all to meet up in the middle. It's turning into a bit of a rout. I knew at this point, yeah, I've got it, I've won. It was very exciting. So I just kept circling, threw everything I had at him. Lined up my archers over here just to fire into his guns. His last unit of Red Bar infantry. The Red Bar infantry are more accuracy focused, whereas they're more melee and defense focused, whereas the Black Bear infantry are more actually better with the muskets themselves. His general fell. My general took him down, and that was the end of the battle. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know next time how you'd like the battle report to go, this commentary. I could just write everything down. I did preview it that way. I thought maybe it felt a bit too scripted, where I just recite, what I was planning, what I was thinking. This is a little bit more casual. I bring the camera around, I just look at what I see, tell you what I did, and hopefully, I did okay in this one. It was a lot of luck on my part. I wasn't aware that I was going into a gun battle. Finn Younger, his problem was he didn't take that hill, and that was key. That was absolutely key. But again, he probably thought I had guns, so it was probably a race for the hill. Maybe back then he wanted me to get up there first. I don't know. Just he's focused too much on that reload point. He needed to get on that hill first. If he had brought his cavalry up on top of the hill, he could have pushed me back. Superior cavalry, I wouldn't have gone up that hill, and I would have stayed back here. He could have captured both points and won the match. But in the heat of the moment, mistakes were made on both sides, and I emerged victorious by the skin of my teeth. It was a close victory. I took a lot of casualties. Um, I'll show you the figures now at the end, and hopefully you can give this video a comment or a like, and I'll do some more. Thanks for watching.